I've already, let me check my notes here. I have custom traders on all my servers. I always do the custom traders, and the only reason is I want it unique to what I do. So on here we have the 3 normal traders. I believe they were at Starry, at Klein. Wow, I can't remember where the third one was. Wow, it's crazy. Just trying to remember. Oh, yeah, it was right north of the Northwest Airfield. And they had 2 wholesalers and the 2 boat dealers. So what? And the Bandit Trader, Hero Trader. So I moved the Hero Trader down off the hilltop by that tower that a lot of people seem like, I don't know, they couldn't land next to it. So I was just like, okay. I moved him down to the Northeast Airfield. I put a hangar in across the runway from the hangars, and I put the hangar is parallel with the runway. Anyhow, he's right in the front of it. And then Klein turned it into Schizo, and that's just the name of the player that initially laid it out. Then I fine-tuned it, and then we put it in. And so I told him I'd name it after him, so it's Schizo's Outpost. And then we have Lapatino. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but I built that one. It's west of the Northwest Airfield. And then the other one is Goglova. Again, it's taken the place of Starry. So on each of the last 3, Goglova, Lapatino, and Klein. Klein, Schizo Trader, Outpost. Schizo's Outpost. There is a small helicopters dealer at each one of those 3. So if you have a small helicopter, the Little Bird, yeah, they've got to be labeled small. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Pretty much the Little Bird, the Mozzie. You can purchase and sell those there. The larger unarmed helicopters, of course, go to the Northwest Airfield. It's right at the south end of the runway. It's at the end of the runway. So if you buy a jet, it's positioned that you start it up. All you have to do is go like 20 meters in front of you, and you're on the runway. So I repositioned him also. Bandit Trader, he's in his basic location, but he's away from the trees. There's no more spawning helicopters in where they're in, the blades are in the trees. I never understood why that was never taken care of, but he's in a barn and everything spawns where it's supposed to, and there's no longer a problem there. The boat dealers I moved around a little bit. No big thing. They're on the shores. There's one on the shore on the northeast. He's on a shore in a little cove like, and the one on the south, he's on a dock, standing at the end of the dock, facing the land. You just run out on the dock, you buy it, and then you can jump in the water and get in your boat. The wholesalers. Now, I'm looking at the wholesalers, and I'm like, we have 2 wholesalers on the map, and they're your default ones. There's one to the west, actually on the southwest corner of the map, and there's another one on the east side of the map. and I decided to only have one wholesaler. Now, if you've ever played Chernarus before, in the very top left of the map, the northwest, there's a single road that runs up and just dead ends on this little hill. So I decided I put in some two big old piers, and then I put a house on it and put some trees around it and put some wholesaler items out there and put a wholesaler in it. I think it looks really cool the way it ended up, because it doesn't look like it's on a pier. It just looks like somebody built a support and built a house on it. So you have a helipad there to land that has a fuel tank that you can, or a fuel pump that you can fill your vehicles up, either your air or your land. Excuse me 1 second. Like I said, it's and I've done all that over the last 6 to 8 months. It's nothing that I sat down and said I'm gonna do this all over the weekend. Started out with just I'll tell you what started all the trader moving. One of them, the first one I moved, was the bandit. I was so aggravated that, whenever there was a bandit on the server, that I wasn't aggravated at them, but the fact that, whoever created that, they put that bandit under a little shed and he had spawned something in. And for the life of it, at first, before I knew anything about traders and how to implement them and make them work, I couldn't understand for the life of me why you'd buy one chopper and it would be up close to him and the blades would be in the trees, and so they couldn't take off. Then there'd be one back from them, and so I finally watched some videos, talked to a few people that have dealt with it, and I found one really, Raymax. I got to give a shout out to him. He's got one of the better tutorials on how to set up traders. I've fine-tuned it since watching his video. I should make a video of my own, because it was him and his video that taught me how to set up traders in the database, and then from there I learned how to set up traders without using the database. So I moved the bandit, and that's what started it. Then we implemented a system off the Zupa coin system. We have the Zupa single currency, and then after that he created advanced trading. You sell out of your vehicles, you sell out of your backpacks, and when I'd go into play, nobody was really complaining about it, but when I'd go in and I'd try to sell a vehicle, like with Starry, unless you took out the H barriers, you couldn't get to the traders. So it was like, yeah, you had to, sometimes it would pick it up. You'd get out of your vehicle, you'd run into Starry, and the same with Client also. You'd run in, and for some reason it wouldn't pick it up sometimes. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's start out with Client. Let's try that. So then that's where Schizo came in. Schizo went into the editor. He recreated it to his liking, sent the files to me, and I put them in the test server. And I looked, and from being a little more experienced than him, seeing stuff that I could tweak, and that was it. All I did was tweak it, and then we implemented it. So now you can go to Schizo's outpost and you can land your helicopter. You can bring your land vehicles in, get to the traders. You have no problems trading with them. So then that made me think, well, maybe one day I'll do Starry next. And then I decided, no, I'll do the one north of the Northwest Airfield, because that one right there, unless you're a good pilot, you're not getting close to the traders. So I moved that one over to just outside of Lapatino, and I may be pronouncing that town wrong, but it's to the west of the Northwest Airfield, just south of the town. And opened them up, put them in H barriers, just made a big open spot, like almost an outside flea market or a swap meet area. And then we decided to go ahead and do the one for Starry. And that's pretty much it. I mean, then we just started, when I say we, I just started moving these traders around. And then I think the biggest part of it wasn't putting in the H barriers and all the little items that make it look like a trader city. That wasn't the hard part. The hard part was taking all the information that was in the files on the server side in your mission. You get your mission SQF and it has all your traders. It had all the items that went with the traders, and because there were add-ons after effect to certain traders, you would have traders, and then you have some items, and at the very end of a 36,000 line page, you'd find more stuff that would go with the trader. So what I decided to do was I opened up a Notebook++, and I started pulling all the traders out. I'd pull out the hero trader, and I'd put I just keep like underneath the hero trader, I'd press minus and hold it down till it got mid page, and then I'd put end hero trader minus all the way out to the end of well, not the end of the page, but equal amounts distance from where I began. So there's a big line there that definitely said this is the end of the hero trader. Then I'd put the next one in, the bandit. And right above it, it'd say begin bandit trader. At the bottom of it, it'd say end bandit trader. And I did that all the way through all the traders. So anybody that would ever look at these files, if they ever got them, they would know that these are all the traders. And that's the only thing for the moment that is in the mission. Well, let me restate that. At that time, when I did it, that's all that was in the mission SQL, not SQM, but the SQF file. So now that we have the those done, then I started taking out all the stuff, and this was tedious, going through and finding anything like with the hero trader. I knew the hero trader was at about 12,000 by 12,000 approximately. All right, the world coordinates. Now, when I say world coordinates, for those that just beginning doing scripting, I mean I'm talking about I'm sorry, somebody just put something in the pound right 80. Just put something in the chat. I'm sorry. Anyhow, world coordinates. When you look at your map and you're playing the game, you'll see coordinates, and they're 3 digits, like 010 by 126. You know, well, when you're scripting, you're dealing with world coordinates, because like on the Chernarus map, in the bottom left corner of the map, if you look close enough, you'll see a definite change color in the ocean